me get the hair. Let me get the hair in there. Hey guys, I'm Brandon Every, and this is the MessyEngineer. This is my new YouTube series. We're going to be doing anything and everything making. We're going to be doing 3D printing, laser cutting, airbrushing, resin printing, anything you think of. We're just going to be making some stuff. It's going to be fun. Super excited. Today, of course, May the 4th be with you. So we're going to be doing Star Wars print and sharing. A couple friends are going to come on and share what they printed. And yeah, let's get to it. Let's get messy. Let's take a look at the shop real quick here. Again, printer's running, so I apologize if it's a little loud, but I got the Glowforge laser cutter here. Got an Ender 5 Plus here in the enclosure. I've got another Ender 5 Plus down here, and then I've got a CR 10V3 right there. And then I also have a Micro Sonic Mini 4K. Just got that back from my brother. That's why that's still not quite set up the way it normally is. Got some stuff going. Little peek, Steve. Ooh, look at that. Super excited to show you guys what we have going on. So, stay tuned. Hey guys. So, a little bit more about me. I make stuff like Clank here and Reptar, also known as the Chaos Core Collection. Also make like this damn thing that is supposed to hold my phone, but my dog chewed the hell out of it. Wolverine claws, axe beard combs, the necessities. Ooh, good noise. Good stuff. But I also build things, make stuff and build things. What do I mean? So I am a web developer on things. I've been a web developer at Things for a year and a half now. I was there when we went live. Got an intruder. Get out of here. Ooh, got him. So, I've been at Things. I was there, part of the original team when we went live. And it's been an amazing time. It's been an amazing product to work on. Amazing community. I could be slightly biased, but yeah, it's awesome to make a product for people like me that make and create, and so it's been really awesome. So I'm going to be bringing on another teammate, another Things engineer. Thingineer? No, that's not a thing. That's not what we're called. No one will allow that. So we're bringing on another engineer that I work with. He's our QA engineer. He's got some prints. I got some prints. Eric, how's it going?
Well, first I got, oh man, it's gonna.
That's awesome.
Articulated Grogu, print in place. I wish, here, so articulated Grogu, which came out really well. I was really happy with it. The tolerances were pretty wide, but I feel like it gives it some like good wiggle motion. Love it. My daughter loves it. So I got many a failed print.
Yeah, I got some of those too.
Failed prints. So, I did take some of your advice, Brandon, and the smush. So I first layer, smush it down a little bit, and that seemed to help a ton. I printed out a couple of these on accident. It's the Lambda class shuttle, so I put one together.
Nice.
And it came out solid. I used some of this Bondic UV light glue and just put little dabs here and there, and it's way easier to use than compared to like super glue or anything like that, for me at least.
Yeah.
So it came out really well. One problem I have with Ender 3 is that dial is so sensitive, and I've accidentally printed out 3 of them total. They all printed out really well, but
you get a whole fleet.
You got, yeah, exactly. So I got a tie interceptor. I need to put it together.
Nice.
Came out solid. And then I have a tie defender as well to go with it.
Sweet.
These I'm excited for. This thing should be awesome.
Yeah.
So, and then I got the Land Speeder Classic.
Very classic.
These are all kit cards too. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good point. So yeah, searching kit card, two words, kit card, just brings up so much cool stuff on things search.
Last one, and I only got one to print out really well. I got the Millennium Falcon.
Nice.
After probably 8 failures, I got his work.
And was there anything specific you did for that 8th time?
It's that first layer. Again, it's smushed down a little bit more.
Yeah.
The Ender 3 Pro, it comes with a quality card, like a triangle kind of quality card. And I found that if I use that to level the bed, I was using the CHEP bed level Pro M0 program. Also found on things. But if I use that and when I put the card under, it slightly lifted the extruder, like just a touch. That was perfect for me.
Nice.
So
it's funny that you bring up CHEP, because I'll show you what I got going on.
Okay.
And
yeah,
I used CHEP's fast profile, and you can find that on things. And I used them for both of mine, and it knocked the time down from like okay, so let me show you what I got. I got the Razor Crest. Look at that.
Oh man.
Look at that. By MessyEngineer. Get a shot of that. And I printed this one, I think 150, and it was supposed to be like 6. It was supposed to be 8 hours, and it was like less than 4. It was just over 3 with a fast profile, and I got the Tauntaun 200%, and it was less. It was like just over 3 hours, I think. That's more Taun for your time. That's what it's all about. So very cool. So I'm gonna put these together right now. Taun. I cheated a tiny bit because I was worried that I was gonna be doing this and it wasn't gonna fit. So I had to put the horns on, make sure it fit, and it fit beautifully. So I was like, all right, I can wait for the rest.
I'm jealous that you found those and I didn't. So.
X space wing space kit space cards. That's the cheat code that I used to find these. And this, I think the Razor Crest was like 6 down, and the Tauntaun was like 8 down.
I think I did Star Wars kit card, and that's how I found these.
Yeah. And this one, this Nakazen, he has a ton of stuff. A ton of stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point. All of mine are Fix 'em Dude.
Yeah, he's got some great ones too. Legs. Beautifully. Awesome. So awesome. More Taun for your time. Oop. It's got little springies for the arms. Goes right in there.
Oh man, that is all right. I'm printing that one.
Perfect. And then we have the Razor Crest. This one, I think I can get it. Just wiggle it.
I'm very impressed that you're doing it without a plan. You're just putting it together.
Oh yeah. No plans here. Where we're going, we don't need. Wrong movie. Nothing.
I'm putting the speeder together. You've inspired me.
I'm gonna give you my snips. They ended up being a little thicker than I thought.
That is one of the cool things about the CHEP extra fast profile. Like, it seems to work really well.
So I did it for both the kits as well as actually I had a print fail and my lightsabers fell over, and I printed this bottom half with that CHEP profile because it just happened to be in the cura at the time. So I slapped it on, and this thing printed in like 2.5 hours, 3 hours or something, compared to like what it would have been. I think it was like 5 or 6. It would have been still printing. But yeah, got it done with that. Super fast profile. The only problem that I had with it, the inside, there's more, it's stringy. It's not as clean as like the normal profile that I was using, which is more standard. Just, I think the only thing I'd really change is supports and stuff like that. Yeah, infill when it comes to standard profiles in Cura.
Another thing for these kit makers, they utilize the springiness, like the flexibility of the PLA, like the fact that you can make a curved, like this was flat and they
Yes.
great designs.
Right, that is so cool. We use a similar thing with wood with the Glowforge. You make like a bunch of like cuts, and you can actually bend the wood. And I've seen people do like wood Millennium Falcons and do that same technique. I saw a thing on Reddit the other day. Someone broke one of these like pliers and said, "Oh, time to buy a new printer." I was like, oh, that's beautiful. I think I can figure it out. That seems about right. Oh, upside down. So look at this. We go with that. That is awesome. It looks so good. The detail that they got with like the different panels and levels and stuff. It's so fast too. With that's sweet. That's awesome. Sweet. Well, thank you so much, Eric. This was awesome.
Thank you.
The Walker. Yeah, we'll talk to you later.
Have a good one.
Awesome. I know. I'm showing you all this stuff. Seems so easy. Brandon never has problems. Here's the truth of it. Let's go to the print fail of the week. All right, guys. Star Wars. Gotta have some lightsabers, right? Gotta have some lightsabers. And 3D Printing World makes some of the coolest designs for said lightsaber. Print and place blades. Shaw. Yes. Amazing. We get the blue. We get the Luke, the classic Luke, or Anakin, perhaps. This one's good, right? This one's good. This one's great. I thought, oh, this will go perfect. I'll just print a couple lightsabers, and then I go downstairs the next morning to this. Just mess travesty, you guys. Look fabulous. Look at me. We match. We match, me and Clank. Looking good, bro. But yeah, had these print fail. Did it on my CR10 and it still fell over. I had a loose eccentric nut. I did a little video on how I fixed that. All right, so we had a failure with the lightsabers. They fell over, no big deal. It's not a big deal because you can go into Cura, wherever you left off. So for example, this guy only had that much left. And with this, I was able to kind of pick a feature on the actual model. So for example, the bottom edge of this guy, and just print from there up. As soon as that ring turns blue, I know that that face is sitting on the bed, and then Cura will just ignore everything that's below the bed. So you can either get a caliper and measure what you printed and then subtract that, or you can just eyeball it from a feature, which is what I ended up doing for this. So I did the Darth Vader one earlier, used Gorilla Glue, did a video on that. But I still have Leia's lightsaber here, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull out some tools. We're gonna just swap this out. I'm just gonna show you how I would do it. So this is a PVC pipe cutter, and I thought it would be perfect to just snip this off perfectly under that ledge, glue it on. I like to use Gorilla Glue, which I don't have up here. One second. Alright, got the glue, got my cut, got my safety glasses, I got my gloves. Oh. This is extremely sharp, so let's be careful. Not too shabby. Whoop. That goes on like that. A little clamperoonie. I grabbed the wrong clamp. Of course I did. Of course I did. I'll be right back. Unsafe part's over. I can take these off. But no, but when you are clamping that, that's ratcheting down. It could, a piece could fly off, hit you in the eye. Just be safe. So I'm gonna glue this, but before I do, I wasn't able to get another crystal made. I want to show you, this is so cool. I love how it shows through here. It looks so cool, and look at this. Get some LEDs. Get some LEDs in there.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, buddy. I was just holding a light under it, but you throw some LEDs on a battery in there. Oh, that'd be sick. You all right, bro? You angry? He's getting angry.
Dude.
So we're gonna glue this. Let's just glue this damn thing. Daddy needs a drink.
I can't tell if that scratchy sound of the lightsaber is like cool or if it makes me want to fight somebody.
I agree.
On one hand, it's like chicken ching, and the other hand, it's like, I don't think my ears like that.
Yeah, it's a little sandpapery. You could probably use like some like light wet sanding. You know, some like 3000 grit or something. That's
How many pieces is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And can you print them all at the same time? Like, does it?
Yep, they all print just like this, and that's a good one good point. I always use a brim so they don't to help make sure they don't fall over. But what Cura will do is it puts a brim on like every wall, so you'll have to take it'll all be connected at the bottom, so you have to break it out or whatever, or like use like a knife or a knife or something like that. Knurling knife?
Yeah.
Knurling knife? Something like that. So this is the first fail. We're gonna glue it real quick.
And you use Gorilla Glue?
I like Gorilla Glue. I like this clear Gorilla Glue. It almost like rubberizes. I used it. I was making this gun for my cousin. It was like a Destiny 2 gun. It was a storm gun, and it has this like horn thing that sticks off of it. And I probably broke this damn thing off like, I don't know, 10 times at least. And by the end of it, I used so much of this glue it like rubberized, so you could like wiggle it. It was, it worked out nice. And then what I like to do is just go around the outside, like Eric, you were saying that you use that UV, thank you, UV bonding, and just around the outside. And I love the idea of that. I just use the super glue and I go around. I let this sit for 24 hours, and after that, it's pretty damn strong, but not before. You really got to give it the full 24 hours. I used to use super glue with activator, the same stuff like Adam Savage always uses. I just found it left a kind of a residue on my prints. Yeah, so that's good. That'll be good in like 24 hours. And then, okay, so then the last fail that I've done, no, not the last, is if you take these out, they can be very confusing of which direction they should go back in. And if you put them in the wrong direction, you're screwed. So I've got like one stuck in there. This one's like stuck in there and it will not come out because it's going the wrong way. So Darth Vader's lightsaber is currently out of order. I mean, I don't know who's going to be the one to tell him. Could you imagine being the one that has to go to Darth Vader or like call up Darth Vader, Lord Vader? It's definitely the new guy. You're gonna put like whoever the newbie is. Like, hey, I gotta go feed the beast in the trash pit. I gotta go feed the Dialogue. I think that's what it's called. I gotta go tend to the Wookiees. You know, you need to call Lord Vader and tell him that his Kyber crystal's back ordered. So you gotta call Darth Vader and explain to him that they're back ordered 40 light years, and something about the outer rim. Someone blew up Endor. I don't know who did it, but we're trying to figure it out. So this one's not working. But it's still an awesome print. Still a lot of fun. So my second guest, great friend of mine. It's his fault. This is all his fault. He colluded with my wife to get me my first Ender 3 Pro two Christmases ago, and you can see the result. So this is my good friend David Dever. Thank you so much for coming on, buddy.
Yeah, man. Excited to be here.
That's awesome. David, can't not think of a better person on May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, my friend. To be talking Star Wars. You have behind you how many Millennium Falcons?
I got two Lego Millennium Falcons.
Two? Just two?
Yeah,
they're monstrous, right?
Just two. I just consider myself, a light Star Wars nerd. Not heavy, just light.
Like the light behind you, the lightsaber light behind you, behind the Darth Vader, beside the Millennium Falcon. Just a light fan. Just a light fan.
I like the things. I'm not the most knowledgeable in the entire universe or ecosystem, but I like the things. I love The Mandalorian. I love Rogue One.
What's your dog's name?
Mando.
Right there. So I'm going to show you a project.
All right, let's see it.
We're going with my brother. Super excited about it. It's still in the works, but here it is. Oh,
dude, yes.
What do you think of that?
I love it.
What do you think of that?
I love it. All right, so tell me, how are you going to paint this thing? It already looks incredible.
First off, when you put this on, it's just like, this is the way, right?
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way it's going to be. This is me now.
Yeah.
So real quick, when I was printing this, I was looking at it and I was like, all right, either this thing is ginormous or I grossly underestimate the size of a head, and it is definitely the latter. Because this thing is snug. Like my nose, which is actually kind of perfect, because I'm thinking if you put the visor in it, my nose will rub right up against that visor, and it's gonna like, that friction, you know, like when you like wear like a big ass mask and it's like, you know, sloshing around your head, you need that nose friction. You need that nose friction, guys.
Your hair's probably helping hold that in place too.
That does help. That does help.
Yeah.
The hair
I feel like I'd have to use some spray adhesive.
Yes.
Like just a little
Exactly.
And I would slide it in.
Yes. So this was a model do3d.com. What's really cool about this one is it came with separate pieces for the sides. So we did resin. There's still more to do, but we did resin pieces. Oh yeah, real snug. Did these with the Frozen 4K Mini.
So you resin printed the side pieces.
Resin printed.
And what did you print the main helmet on?
The main print did that on the Ender Plus, just because it, you know, that basically Kevin had my Ender 3 Pro that I gave him, and now he's got a bigger printer, but at the time he didn't have one. So yeah, just.
So is that white PLA that you've primed?
Exactly. So I really like Inland PLA Plus. That's what I print
for Micro Center. Yeah.
Micro Center, exactly. It's made not too far from us actually. This was actually Hashbox PLA, and I kind of told my brother, I'm like, I don't know, we might want PLA Plus. This stuff printed like a dream. Yep, I bought it.
Like what?
I printed it upside down. I got the time lapse. We're probably showing it right now.
Oh, you did? You printed upside down with some supports then?
Exactly. You can see there, still some work to do on the top there, but, you know, just doing some sanding and some puttying with, I like wood putty because I can sand it down. But we're going to do the graphite. That was your original question, David, before I ranted, but we're going to do the graphite powder. It's like powder paint.
Then are you gonna find some type of black film for the visor?
Yeah. Can you just put a piece of black? Probably cut it down to fit this. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just to fit that. Yeah, probably some like real thin plexi, like black tinted plexi. We did a two-way mirror at our last Halloween thing, and it was like a tinted two-way kind of plexi that was real flexible. That would work perfect for this. Actually, I just got it off Amazon.
Sweet.
So yeah, what do you got going? Buddy?
Man, I printed a few little things because I just got the Ender 3 Pro, so I don't got the big things. So then I got to glue it. So in the theme of Star Wars, I got things of all sizes. So I got a Mythosaur skull.
Ooh.
Right, a little bright on the camera, but
it is a little bright.
I got this little guy, but somebody else put together. They put like a few different prints together, but you got Mando, you got Grogu. They're just like chilling on this raft. It actually printed with no supports because they kind of start his cape low and they just kind of slowly bring it up.
Isn't that amazing?
And the gun is like attached to the cape. So this thing printed with no supports, which I thought was incredible. This is a basic version of the Razor Crest, which spoiler alert, it's not intact anymore. But I think I just printed it like this with some supports. It printed good. So, and then I got some little Grogu's. I actually printed a little Grogu keycap. So I got this little keycap that goes on my keyboard. So that's my F1 key. Those are my Star Wars things. My favorite thing I printed so far is this giant Vision bust.
Nice.
And this I printed hollow with like a 5-layer maybe wall.
And that's a Chaos Cortec, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty proud of this guy. So he's completely hollow. It's glow in the dark filament. And I thought at some point I would put a light in there, but I haven't done that yet. But yeah, this Vision's awesome.
And that glow in the dark, that's tough filament to print with. It's like abrasive. It eats through your nozzles. It can clog up. Like that takes some skill. I got real aggressive on the glow in the dark. I think I got like 6 rolls of it, and I ended up using some of it. But like
you overdid it on something?
Shocking!
How many printers do you have, Brandon?
Here?
Yeah.
Here I have 4.
Okay. Well, I have 2. I bought because you know we're the same person. I bought a second one that I haven't put together yet. I think I paid like $150 for it, and then the other one I bought used that were off of an auction site.
Well, thank you so much, David. This has been awesome.
Welcome.
Thank you for sharing. Hey guys, so just finishing up the last print, the Cyberpunk Stormtrooper helmet by Printed Obsession. Had an issue, so I'm just having to just print the top sliver. So finishing that up now, but I wanted to let you know like kind of what issue I had. Maybe maybe if you have the issue or you see the symptoms, it'll help you. I had noticed that the filament had actually gotten behind the wheel here, so I can just show you here. So actually what happened was this broke, as you can see. I didn't know that, and I was pushing that up through, and the filament actually got behind like that. So the first thing I thought was, oh well, maybe this screw's loose, which it doesn't go into the. It doesn't actually go into the assembly here. It just holds on to that bearing there, and then it just spins inside this nut. So I tightened that down, obviously over tightened it, and what I ended up doing was, for at least the majority of the print, I just loosened it. I was able to loosen it and get it to print, because if you look at the extrusion, this was because I had tightened it way down because I thought it was too loose, and then loosening it up helped. And then what ultimately happened was I went to change filaments, and because it was just so broke, that it had the same issue, and I just had to change it out, which is one thing I'll suggest if you're starting in printing. You get your printer, I would suggest just get a couple spare parts. That was so nice. Like I used it, but I had like this spare extruder assembly. I have down here, I use BL Touches, so I have like a spare BL Touch kit here with a couple extra needles. I have the Crealities. They all use pretty much that same 2420 motor, 4220, and this one's a 4234 because it's a longer stem for the dual extruder. But I have a 4220 as well right here, actually 4240, excuse me, 4240 here, and then obviously Bowden tubes, and I like to have at least like one like hot end, one with the surround, so I actually have separate right now. So I have the surround, and then I have the hot end just in case, and that's just something. And the parts are really affordable, pretty cheap. So I'd suggest getting yourself some spare parts and stuff. Just have on hand, because nothing that kills your momentum, like just not having a part and having to order it. So take a look at your printer, whatever it is, and just kind of get those basic parts. Spare extruder, spare hot end, spare fans and assembly, whatever that is. Some are a little more expensive, so I understand why you wouldn't want necessarily a full assembly, but at least a hot end. And then if you're using like a BL Touch or something, get a spare one of those. Yeah, let's take a look here. So this is my spare parts, little spare parts here. So I got all my nozzles, 0.4, you know, obviously the most standard, and I got a crap ton of them. Get a crap ton of them. Get hardened, get brass, you know, have them there because you're gonna need them. I got extra gears, so both the single gear as well as the dual gear gears, extra springs, extra inlets. I got, oh yeah, get these, the extra silicone sleeves, get those, and then also get like limit switches. You know, there's a ton of limit switches, and I actually got one, I think, going out. I have a post-it note. So I have these post-it notes. This is another thing I do that kind of helps, is every time I come across a new issue, every time I, you know, find a new thing that stumps me for a while and I finally figure out what it is, I put a post-it note on my enclosure here, and then that's just kind of my running list, that if I have an issue, I have check eccentric nut, which bit me this week with the lightsabers, and you know, I had that video. Check BL bracket, because I had a bent BL bracket one time. It wasn't fully 90, so it was throwing off the alignment. Check that your two screws aren't screwed. So this one has the two screws. The Ender Plus has the two lead screws that do the Z-axis. So now I use a caliper to check those. Not every print, but damn near. There's 3 belts, FYI, so make sure the belts are tight. Tighten backlash nut, that was a big one I had. There's these little nuts on those lead screws I was talking about. They're little tiny nuts, and I was having inconsistent Z leveling, so it would go to one point when I was just doing leveling and it would feel good, and then when printing it would not be consistent. It was not the same Z, and I found that tightening those little screws, there's 4 of them, screws and nuts on either side, and after I tightened those, everything was good. So tighten backlash nuts. I was just saying limit switches, so just a simple limit switch. Grab a couple of those. The enclosures you can reuse from your printer, but just this mechanism. And this is also the same mechanism that's in the filament switches. I actually have a spare one right here, so it's still same switch, but just on a bigger board or whatever. Finally got the Printed Obsession Cyberpunk Stormtrooper helmet done. Looks amazing. Printed this at 150%. Still not quite big enough for my head. Used I just went and found a human head model on things and used that in Blender as a Boolean modifier. And just use that to cut out, and you can actually see it's got like the face built in, very Mike Myers. But I think it might be able to fit, once it's done drying, probably fit one of my boys. And yeah, I'm probably gonna eventually paint. And I love the rendering that Printed Obsession put with this model on their Things model page. It is sweet, kind of Bumblebee-ish, almost, the yellow and the blue eyes. It's really cool. I think I might try to replicate that But yeah, we'll print it out really well. I had 2 little fall offs right here. Probably need to use a bigger support or a larger support angle to make the support a little bit bigger. However, nothing that can't be fixed with load glue. So, hey guys, hope you enjoyed our first episode. We had so much fun making it. Thank you so much to my friends that jumped on, the designers who made these amazing models. Just thank you so much, and please tune in next week. It's gonna be all about Deadpool. What? Tune in. I just want to know why you're so angry at me. I included you in the episode. I did not say R2-D2 was cooler than you. You're being ridiculous. I'm going insane.